Hi, I'm Dr. Jesse John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University, Jaipur. And today we'll discuss anatomy of the stomach. नमस्ते हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Stomach is the dilated portion of the alimentary canal and it is situated in upper part of the abdomen, extending from beneath the left costal margin region into the epigastric and umbilical regions. Much of the stomach lies under cover of the lower ribs. The stomach relatively fixed at both ends but is very mobile in between. Now we'll see the anatomical description of the stomach, and it is roughly J-shaped. Most commonly, it has a J-shaped, but there are four more shapes also. Stomach has two openings, the cardiac and pyloric orifices, and two curvature that we call the greater and lesser curvature, and two surfaces that we call anterior and posterior surfaces. Stomach divided into fundus, body, pyloric antrum, and pylorus, and where the pyloric sphincter and canal situated. Now we will study the parts of the stomach into following parts. Fundus is a dome-shaped projected upwards and to the left of the cardiac orifice and usually full of the gas. And body extends from the level of the cardiac orifice to the level of the incisura angularis, a constant notch in the lower part of the lesser curvature. Pyloric antrum extends from the incisura angularis to the pylorus. Pylorus is the most tubular part of the stomach, and the thick muscular wall is called the pyloric sphincter, and the cavity of the pylorus is the pyloric canal. So you can see in this picture where the stomach is divided into the fundus and body and pylorus antrum. Now we'll see the curvature of the stomach. Lesser curvature forms the right border of the stomach and extends from the cardiac orifice to the pylorus and suspended from the liver by the lesser omentum. Greater curvature, much longer than the lesser curvature, and extend from the left of the cardiac orifice over the dome of the fundus and along the left border of the stomach to the pylorus. Gastrosplenic omentum extends from the upper part of the greater curvature to the spleen, and greater omentum extends from the lower part of the greater curvature to the transverse colon. Peritoneum completely surrounds the stomach. Now we'll see the opening of the stomach, cardiac orifice, where the esophagus enters the stomach, and pyloric orifice, formed by the pyloric canal, which is about 2.5 centimeter long, and the circular muscle coat of the stomach is much thicker and forms the anatomic and physiologic pyloric sphincter. Now we'll see the walls of the stomach, where serosa and it is consisting of the layer of the connective tissue continuous with the peritoneum. Muscular wall of the stomach contains longitudinal fibers, circular fibers, and oblique fibers. And mucous membrane thrown into numerous folds that called rugae are mainly longitudinal in a direction, and these folds flatten out when the stomach is distended. Now we will see the relation of the stomach, anterior relations, anterior abdominal wall, left costal margins, left pleura and the lung, diaphragm and the left lobe of the liver. Whereas the posterior relation will be the lesser sac, diaphragm, spleen, left suprarenal gland, upper part of the left kidney, splenic artery, pancreas, transverse colon and transverse mesocolon. So all these structures that present in left posterior relation, they make the stomach wet. Now we'll see the blood supply of the stomach. Arteries of the stomach are all are the branches of the celiac artery. Now we'll see the left gastric artery that will arise from the celiac artery and supplies the lower third of the esophagus and the upper right part of the stomach. And whereas right gastric artery arises from the hepatic artery at the upper border of the pylorus and supplies the lower right part of the stomach. And we will see the short gastric artery. They will also arise from the splenic artery and supply the fundus of the stomach. and left gastroepiploic artery that will arise from the splenic artery and supply the greater curvature. Right gastroepiploic artery arise from the gastroduodenal branch of the hepatic artery and supply the stomach along the lower part of the greater curvature. So we can see in this picture all the arterial supply of the stomach. Now we'll see the veins of the stomach. All the veins drain into the portal circulation. Left and right gastric veins drain directly into the portal vein. And short gastric veins and left gastroepiploic veins join the splenic vein, and right gastroepiploic vein joins the superior mesenteric vein. Lymphatic drainage is the most important part of the stomach. Lymph vessels follow the arteries into the left and right gastric nodes and the left and right gastroepiploic nodes and the short gastric nodes. All lymph from the stomach eventually passes to the celiac nodes located around the root of the celiac artery on the posterior abdominal wall. So you can see all the lymph nodes present in this picture around the stomach. Now we'll see the nerve supply. Nerve supply includes sympathetic fibers that derive from the celiac plexus and parasympathetic fibers from the right vagus and the left vagus nerve. The sympathetic innervation of the stomach is inhibitory to the muscular wall of the stomach and carries a proportion of the pain transmitting nerve fibers, whereas the parasympathetic vagal fibers are secretomotor to the gastric glands and motor to the muscular wall of the stomach. Pyloric sphincter receives motor fibers from the sympathetic system and inhibitory fibers from the vagus. Now there are assessment question and you have to assess your knowledge, whatever you study in this chapter. So these are the explain anatomy of the stomach and explain the neurovascular supply to the stomach. Thank you so much.